Okay. There is a lot more dissociating lately. And there's a lot of being co-con. And having passive influence, I think, affect us. And it makes me think that this is like kind of how it always worked. But I didn't notice it because I can kind of see from somebody will think something. I've noticed it with Neb. Like, she'll think something and I'll hear it and I'll hear like the other day we had an adult volunteer to come out to do the washing up. Normally, like, we as the teens pretty much run the show, that's it. And over the last like 2-3 years we've been working really hard to make sure that the kids in the system don't have to do the work and don't have to do like adult responsibilities. And I know that we've all been parentified, so that's kind of natural. Maybe not all, but like a lot of us have. That's kind of natural to us, so we're fighting against the conditioning to make sure the kids in here don't have to do work. But we're like as good as it gets. So then just in the last like week or two, adults from inside that don't really tend to front have fronted a couple of times to do the washing up so that we don't have to. That's kind of hard. It's like a difficult two-way street. I feel like we feel suspicious of them and we're like, no, it's fine. I'm used to like hyper independence, I can deal with it, we can all deal with it. So it's kind of hard for them to fight us on it, and they're not like, they're pretty respectful really. So they're like, well, help's here if you need it, you don't have to do it. But the fact that like a couple of times they managed to switch in to do the washing up kicked off the denial in the hose parts of me. And I was having this like freaking out going, well, obviously I've just made everything up because you don't have, like, why would we have control over the switches? We seem to have too good control over the switches, and therefore denial. And then, like, I get thoughts like that sometimes. I'm like used to having to fight the denial, or at least some parts of me are, and I'm getting used to it now in more parts of me. Then I heard Neb thinking about it, and it's like she could see things that I hadn't seen and get shocked, right? But it was weird because it was like I'm trying to protect us all from the wind, but I'm like really switching it. It's fucking with me. I heard stuff that I had not heard. I heard what I was thinking about from somebody else's point of view, like her response to my thought, to my fear, and it was like this kind of surprise of like, what? You think she thinks that, meaning me, thinks that we've got too much control over the switches, but like, there's like all these times that they've been trying to switch in to do all these things that they haven't managed to do, and they've actually been feeling bad about it, and like, and with self-compassion, so they've not been beating the shit out of themselves, but they've been like, fuck, I'd like to front more. And I know that, but it's like it didn't log. I only saw the 2 times that they'd managed and went, wow, we've got way too good control over the switches, I must be faking. Instead of like, but Neb could see that there was like this disparity of like all these times that they had not been able to front that I wasn't thinking about, and all these times where we've been like really dissociated, or like where one person has really wanted to do something but has just been so unfocused because other people have either been brought near the front and it's like no one's choosing it just happens, or several people have wanted to do several different things at once but not want to do the things that each other wants to do, so then we're just stuck there and freeze because we can't do any of it. And there's like all these situations where we don't have any control at all, and it's actually really detrimental to our lives, and we spend a lot of time like not able to really do the things we're trying to do, but I don't see it. So it's like there's this serious confirmation bias going on for me in the host parts of me, because I could only see like these 2 times that we managed to have controlled switches, and I'm like, wow, that's too good control. I wonder how much confirmation bias and amnesia like happens as a host, how much I miss it happening to fit the protection of denial. It's weird having other people be like, but what about all these times when you didn't have control and when we couldn't switch? It's like, yeah, I didn't see those, or I couldn't remember them, or both, and I don't know, that's kind of weird to see.